Okay, I think we are live. So the plan for today's stream is to finish that factory that we started. Um, so yeah, hopefully that comes to fruition. Let me make sure the stream's running. Um, okay, well, it's working. So, that's good. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me go get something to drink. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just gonna promote the stream right quick in the Discord servers, which Charles only has Discord servers in the description. And then after that, we will see. We will start getting prepared to finish the factory that we started a few weeks ago. I just haven't really bothered with it, so yeah, because I wanted to finish building it on stream. So let's see. Let's quickly. So we need stone bricks and cobblestone. Luckily, I have got a bunch of cobblestone and stone bricks saved up. So all we need is a shulker box to put all that stuff in, and then we are good to go. I'm gonna go empty out all the spruce wood since we don't use spruce. If you guys are wondering why my screen's so bright, it's because of increased gamma. I have a pack. It gives me increased gamma so I can see in dark spaces and not have to worry about torches quite as much. I still have to worry about them because it's still super dark. But, you know, it's not as bad. If it was not even the slightest bit dark, it'd be a little bit too OP, you know. At that point, it'll just look like you're using hacks. Okay. Oh, forgot. So all of my stone and cobblestone is being saved up right now in the stone quarry. This is our stone quarry. Yeah, this has all been dug out by human. This has been dug out by me and a few others. So, a lot of room, and I'll show you guys quite how much I've been. Look at that. Yeah, it's crazy. But we do have enough to hopefully, well, we definitely have enough to finish. All you gotta do is place the blocks, and then we are good. I wanted to go for double chest full, but I was too lazy. I mean, I don't know what more you guys could want from me. I mean, I've already mined out almost 2 double chests worth of cobblestone, worth of stone in general, just like overall stone, because you know it's all stone that I've basically mined out every single one of those blocks. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like at least an hour worth of straight digging. Sorry about the lag. I don't know why it's so laggy right now. Is there any way I could fix my frames? Oh Lord. It's gonna put me into a loading screen. Beautiful sky. Fancy graphics is turned off. Fancy bubbles. I can't turn that off. What other stuff is there? Camera shake. I could fancy leaves. What does the max frame rate do? I'm not sure. Let's just set that to 120. I don't know if that'll help. Or make it worse, or what that'll do. Forgot, I need cobble. Actually, I could probably just take a few stacks of stone and then finish off whatever I was doing. It's been a while, so I don't quite know what I had in plan for this place. I think it was definitely gonna be a factory, because that's what I called the video, was building a factory. Alright, so this would be and then one. Alright, so the so 1, 2, 3, that would be a window right there, so all 6 of these blocks would be a window, and then boom, it would go, and then it would arch over the window, you know. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. I'll leave it how it is, and I'll just build up the cobblestone around. We don't actually need stone, so just need cobble. Which I actually had a bunch of cobble from where we cleared out a lava cast in the server a while ago, but all of that cobble kind of just, I never really saw it. We're gonna ignore, I'm running on the lowest settings possible. Still have input lag. Honestly, the frame rate at unlimited doesn't even seem to be helped. I probably should just turn it back up to unlimited, I'm not sure. My FPS right now is probably super low anyways. It's probably like about 40. Anti-aliasing. I honestly don't know why I'm still lagging. Oh, bro, I can't even build. It's so stupid. It's exactly why I never stream. It's 'cause it's so laggy. But streaming's like the only reason I play on the server, because it gives me something to, like, some content to make, I guess you could say. It's kind of crazy how I really want to stream, but it's super hard for me to. Like, I'm about to lose my sanity trying to stream on the server. Alright, let's see if I can fix my settings. Oh my god, I'm so tired of falling because of these stupid block glitches. Bro, I just glitched onto a roof, that's how laggy I am. Oh my lord. Lord. Let's see. Oh my, pisses me off, bro. Can barely play right now, bro. I'm usually a way faster builder than this. I may have to start streaming on my Xbox, bro. It's just crazy to think about, because usually the Xbox is the one that's running slow. I honestly hate having to freaking stream and build at the same time. It's so irritating. Oh my god. Hilarious.
Hello.
Hi, I'm streaming, please don't
This
steal.
is Boba Fett.
This is not Boba Fett, this is Geo Likes Doritos.
This is Boba Fett.
Proof.
Alright, I'm gonna say the N word, alright? Mm. Bye, Gravity.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye! Can you hear me? It's crazy. You can't even hear me because my stream is causing my mic to be so laggy. I gotta see if this is gonna look good. I think that it will. It'll make it look decent, hopefully. And decent is good enough for me. Yeah, it's good enough. The top part is gonna be like closed off because it's just gonna be like a roof. Can't even fight mobs, bro. That's how laggy
Is
it
it
is.
just you?
What?
It
Hello?
says there's like 8 in here. It says there's like 30 people in this chat right now, but there's not.
Oh. Wait, it's because of me 6.
Do you understand how upset I am about this?
Upset about what?
They're not being. So it says Awaken Gandhi is in here, Fentanyl Fett, Gravity, Luke 1861, Slat, and Daniel are in this chat right now, but they're not in this chat. Why is that?
They're in what?
It says they're in this chat right there, right now, but they're not. So
So they're not in like the call? Wait, I'm
no,
confused.
they're not. But it says they are.
Oh, it doesn't say they are on my screen.
Then your screen's messed up.
I think it's your screen that's messed up because all I see is me
No,
6.
no, that's ridiculous.
Um, I
In
don't
fact,
think.
I'm offended that you can say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Better be. What's so funny?
I don't know. It was just so random for you to join VC.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, so this was orchestrated.
No,
Oh, well, you just never joined VC during any of my streams. It's like the first time you've been on VC
no.
in months was today.
Oh, you're streaming right now?
Oh yeah, that's why I literally said that in radio and mic chat, and then I edit everyone in the Peakshire Discord.
I wasn't looking. I was literally just looking on the Discord. I wanted to see.
Yeah, I'm building. I'm finishing a factory that I started building. But my stream right now is so laggy that it's almost like I can't complete it, bro. It's honestly irritating how laggy it is.
Penis lag.
You
That's
can't
because I joined.
you
Sorry.
can't really no like it's been laggy before you've joined. It's just like irritating how
No, it wasn't.
uh, you can look at the stream. It was actually you can't really tell on the stream, like, but I can tell because I'm actually playing, and it's irritating.
Wait, this doesn't have. I thought this went to an ocean.
No, the river.
This is just a lake.
It's kind of like just a lake that's surrounded, but there's a river nearby that I think may go to an ocean. I'm not sure. I haven't explored it yet. I just like this river because it's like closed off. Honestly, though,
Mhm.
if there was, I think the closest ocean's the one where Lopad is, because we're only like a few hundred blocks from Lopad.
Loppy. So, like, getting real, what kind of activity are you going to be hosting at Peakshire?
You know, I've actually been thinking about that. I don't know. I was thinking maybe like we could do like a talent show thing and like people just get up there and just goof around. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm gonna on the MCP DL site for the server. I'm gonna be making a whole sort of section. It's gonna be like a drop section for competitive events.
I don't know if it'll be
So,
competitive. It'll just be more of goofy,
you
kind of
know,
like the wedding event that we did in Peakshire. Just goofy. I don't really know
well,
because
I
like
can change it to I can do another one for community
I don't really
events.
know.
You know, like
I
Blackwater.
See, the only thing that I can think of to do that's competitive is horse racing and um and like, PvP, of course. But both of those have already been claimed.
Well, PvP is the most. Well, it doesn't mean like you can still do your own PvP thing. It just can't be battle box.
Uh,
You can call it something else with different rules. Because with battle box, it's very particular because it's only, iron armor, iron sword. That's it. Right? You can use different gear. You can have them using anything really. That really just tests your ability to do traditional combat. You can do one that's just for bows, or one that's got shields included. Like when I had the battle box, I had shields included because it makes the battles more interesting and makes them take longer.
I think I may just open up a fight club. I'm just gonna open up a fight club and just go in there with no armor and fist.
Is which I mean that's also a good thing.
Yeah, I could just like build like a stadium with like an arena, like where people just fight.
Yeah, So this all comes from season 9 Charlesonia. If you didn't know, this is the first time we had like competitive events, and it was considered the golden era of the server because through Charlesonia we had commerce, we had entertainment, all that until the war. And so these things that I'm talking about, these events, they bring the community as a whole together.
Well, yeah, I know.
And so back then, here's some examples. I had a casino that had randomized,
Dispensers.
it had this little randomized, and you bet on the color you wanted. We had the battle box, of course, which was the most popular.
Honestly, bro, if Luke does horse racing and he doesn't make it where you can bet on whose horse is gonna win, it's just gonna be kind of a big loss on his part.
That's so true. But
because if he doesn't do it, then
we
I'm gonna do my
do
own version. I'm gonna do my own version of a horse race where like you bet on it and like you can bet on yourself and then like it'd be crazy.
Gravity, you should still do a horse race.
I could honestly just have
competition.
I could have a mixture of all of these.
Only
events.
drives things to be better.
Yeah.
Really, yes, you could.
Yeah, I just don't want Luke to try to.
Was gonna have his.
Yeah, Luke though gets so mad so easily, bro. Honestly, he's just gonna use that as another war declaration.
It doesn't matter, Doesn't matter.
Since when has Lopad ever supported progression?
Never.
Exactly.
In season 9, Luke had said he was gonna do a horse race thing, and then the war started. So he just didn't, and then we destroyed it. So.
Yeah, Luke literally is known for being a.
Hello, chat.
I have no hate towards Luke. Personally.
Me, I don't have any hate.
I love Luke.
I like Luke too. It's just like he's just known for being a little bit of an anarchist. I feel like him and Fred are just anarchists.
No, that's not true at all.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes.
I mean, I think
you know what that means.
I think when he declared war on you, Gravity, he made kind of a rash decision. That's what me and Slack prefer to call it. He wasn't really thinking much.
Oh no, we're not talking about that.
I'm pretty sure he was pretty
we're talking about
set on the idea that the server needed some action.
We were talking about
which that's
progression of the server, not necessarily like war declarations.
Which is pretty much the whole reason why he declared war. I mean, because in all honesty, he could care less.
Oh, he's gone. Anyway, though, like, so aside from recording, aside from like,
hello,
aside from wars and all that, there isn't a whole lot of community events, you know.
Well, I
And
wanted
I
to
think
change
that
that with Peakshire, because like after like we kind of like knocked out all of our enemies, I was like, okay, well here we can. I was gonna set up stuff, right? But then that whole fire happened, and
What?
then
Well, gravity. When you say you maxed out all of your enemies, the only enemies that you really had were just Charles SMP and Glistopia.
Gandhi, and Fred. More specifically, I don't have a
Well,
problem with
Gandhi
both.
was Charles SMP at the time.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
so
Loki.
there are a lot of different competitive events specifically is what I want to focus on at the moment.
Well, you know,
Like the battle box. But
we had a whole like
I feel like
plan
the
for.
factional
Yeah.
continue.
Well, we had a whole
I
plan for
feel
like.
like something that
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, you continue.
we need a team type game that people can play. You know? Because the reality is,
Paintball.
with how the server is, actual conflicts, wars, and battles, people are too scared to lose to actually engage in those things. And I hate to say it, but with the way people are now, they abuse it's either it's really strict or people abuse the liberty they're given and then make it impossible to even have a battle because they kill the other team constantly outside of it and they never have time to even get ready, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well.
saying we should get rid of it entirely, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like the reason that the server gets these periods of staleness is because outside of those wars, this server for a long time has not had any sort of competitive events, community events, or what is it? We've never had like a team sport type thing. We've never had that. But even since season 9, we have not had like community events. Just not had them. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that contributed to everything just falling apart. I think they're incredibly
I
important.
thought
I see that
season
now.
9 kind of ended because like your channel
Okay.
got banned, and then it kind of just fell off from there.
No, the channel didn't
Well-
get banned until season 10.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
How did season 9 fall off?
I
then?
could tell it was about to happen.
Season 9, I'd argue it died when she came around, but
Yeah, well, I quit playing, basically.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only did I quit playing, but I sort of like exploded on everybody and all that. It's my fault. But yeah, it was no big deal, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like, but yeah, even then, like, and in the back part of season 9, really after the Agrarian War started, there were no community events. It was all just war. I think most people consider the only thing they consider is a community event now.
Fred said that Charles SMP kind of started the war between Aglaria and the roulette, whatever. That's what Fred told me.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, no.
Fred
We
said
told
that you
Chunk that he
guys
should go to war with Red.
Yeah, Fred basically said that you influenced a war on Fred. And you guys were kind of like...
No. Well, we orchestrate. Well,
You guys were kind of like
we
Israel
were big
during 9/11.
Basically, what happened was I knew that Luke and Dave would end up getting Aglaria to join them. That was pretty obvious. But then at that point there'd be 3 different factions against us, and it'd be too much. So I had Chonk. He was actually relatively an inactive player at this point, but he was on one night, and I said that I told him that Fred destroyed his snowmen and Aglaria. They're in Snow Point, which is one of our spawn war bases. And I told him to declare war on Aglaria, which is Fred's new faction. No reason given. And he did it. If I can get the books back from that world, he had no idea what Aglaria was. He didn't know how to pronounce it. The actual book said, "I declare war on
Algeria.
Algeria."
Algeria or something.
Algeria. And so he did not know what he was doing. But I was expecting him to. Well, actually, the plan was to help Fred so that he would not join Dave. But because I didn't think that.
But then again, like, I also made another point that this is a good thing because it kept Fred occupied. So, really important thing to know, like, during this time, Fred was, like, bloodthirsty, I guess you could say. He hated us with, like, his guts. Like,
Yes.
if he gave him a chance to, like, destroy us, he would take it without a heartbeat. And
He tried several times, and he would constantly come over there and kill all of our horses and all sorts of stuff.
I think that's what Fred's been doing with Peakshire, because I can't even have a cow farm without him coming, without somebody coming and killing them.
It's not Fred. He hasn't been online.
No, like, Fred was online today.
He's online right now.
He's online right now too.
Oh.
He's a spawn.
Oh yeah, he freaking died to a zombie. It was hilarious.
But anyway, so at the first battle, and I was really surprised. The thing is, I can never tell when somebody's like a super good PvP player. I never can. Same with Blue Panda. I didn't know until he like just completely destroyed Lewis.
Gandhi is. I can tell you right now who's good at PvP in low pad, and it's probably the best one. It is Luke, and that's not saying much. And then the second best one is Gandhi.
Anyway,
but Gandhi's just too afraid to attack people.
I remember.
Gandhi's too afraid to attack people.
I remember in Spawn War. Yeah. I remember in Spawn War. What was it? Yeah, it was the first battle exactly. Everybody's like, Charles was like all there. It was just Luke. Like, he was getting ready to take on the whole army. I don't know if you guys killed him or not, but
I told him just leave. We'll reschedule it, and then he gets a flint and steel and starts running up there with it, and we just we shot him.
So Luke tried to fight an entire army?
Oh, I remember. No, we didn't have to do anything. We were sitting at the top of the base, and he thought, remember, he looked at my stream and saw the traps.
Yeah.
So he thought he disabled them. He came running up there with a flint and steel trying to burn, like, the base down, like the little trenches we made.
Yeah.
And then he got to the bridge and blew up.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, I miss Season 7 Luke. He was funny.
Everything was better back then.
Yeah.
I was talking to them earlier about the well, I'll get back to this, but basically about Chunk, I was very surprised that he was able to basically take on all of Aglaria and the people that everyone had sent to help them by himself with like 2 other people the first battle, right?
Yeah. Oh, did he? So he won the battle?
Yes, and he would have won the war, in my opinion. I think he very well could have.
Well, Fred made it out to seem like
Aglaria
that war was
just also when...
This is what Fred made it out to seem. Fred, like, reps Aglaria so hard. He was like, Aglaria at its prime was stronger than Charlesonia, and we could have literally wiped out anybody. That's how it made it out to be. And then he said, you should have seen it. The whole roulette army, he's like trying to make out the roulette army to be some like giant army that was just vast and like way stronger than him. And he's
roulette was one guy.
And he's like, yeah. Well, isn't that the person that he fought?
Because that's Fred. He's a
What are they called?
It was a giant setup. It was a giant setup because roulette was basically just. I didn't want to go to war with Aglaria because it was a trick. It was all a trick, and
Well, he made roulette
so I
out to
sent
be some
Chalk there
powerful
with
army that
roulette.
Aglaria tried to defeat and could barely defeat them, but ended up defeating them even though they were outnumbered.
No,
That's basically what he said.
the end of the roulette war or the Agrarian war. Fred says he won, but he paid Chonk to leave him alone.
Yeah.
It's so goofy. Oh my goodness! It only happened because I quit playing, and I couldn't tell Chonk to not accept the deal.
You should have honestly like
I
not
don't.
quit
How
playing
much did he
because
pay him?
I wanted to see a total Fred death,
Well,
honestly.
It was a
So,
different time for
what would
Jason.
you have done
Yeah, I
if
gotta
you would
understand.
have won the war? Like if like he would have won the war, like what would
well,
Chunk have done?
it didn't matter who won the war.
Or would you guys have liberated
Yeah,
Aglaria?
yeah.
Would you have liberated
No.
Aglaria?
No. The plan that I had didn't work. By the time that I realized that Chunk could basically defeat this entire faction by himself, I just started supporting him instead. I was just going to destroy Glario
Well, see, I wish Danny
instead of having
Danny
him.
said that he can't PvP as good as he used to anymore because of his crap phone or whatever, and that
Yeah,
he's
because
rusty.
because of it's his phone.
He was
Yeah.
the
It's
best
also because
player
he
on this.
he was literally the scourge of the server. Like if you were told that something bad was happening, they were calling Blocky over. You know, it was over.
Yeah.
But
He's probably just saying that because he doesn't want to. I'm sure he can still do
Yeah.
it.
Ever since the Three Musketeers, I don't know. He's become a totally different person.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it was
like
shocking too because I remember because during this period, like, you know, Blocky joined the UWP, all of this other stuff, but whenever the UWP fell, I remember that exact night that I told Dave that I wanted to go with him because him and Blocky were just gonna run off, make their own thing.
That was an
And
eventful night.
that was. And
Yeah.
I remember going with them. Me and Blocky found a house, and then I don't know, we just became best bros after becoming like some of the worst enemies against each other. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's been a while since we really talked about the United World Powers. I mean, what was the dynamic like when it was actually a thing? Like, did y'all actually get along, or was it just constant bickering?
I'd say, yeah. Well, nearing the end, yeah, there was bickering. But in the beginning, we were all pretty much working towards one goal, which the main goal of it originally, what it was created for, was because I think this was the night you invaded Lopad in season 7.
The Battle of Galvin, the Charizonian Civil War. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And then like Luke was like, okay, yeah, let's just like team up or whatever. And then as the season like went on, we decided that we didn't want UWP to be built just off of like complete hatred. We wanted it to be like just a totally different faction, free from the control of Charlesonia. And that's what it was planned out to be in season 8. But then the mission happened where you guys tried to assassinate Blocky, and it ended up failing. And then we were like, okay, well, we're just not going to let this slide. And we thought that the whole reason Charlesonia was like a feared faction or whatever was because they had Blocky on their side. They don't have it anymore. So, yeah, that's how the war started. But
I don't know. From my perspective, it seemed like y'all were still out to get us, even before the mission. I mean, it was because the only reason we went over there was because Blocky had come over there and killed everyone who was online. He didn't he was supposed to kill Lucas, but he killed everyone who was online. And I realized that, like, okay, they've got Blocky now. They probably think that they can just come over here and do whatever they want anytime and just destroy us. So we've got to at least show that can't happen. That failed, but then we went to the end the next night at Harming Arrows, and y'all decided it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well,
Mace, from
I'm not
what
denying.
Rocky, go ahead.
I'm not going to deny the fact that there was a few members that may have still held grudges against you. Pretty sure Luke was a big one, but for the most part, me and Dave, like, I barely communicated as much with most of the other members than I did with Dave. Dave was basically like, I don't know, my partner throughout the entire thing. Me and Tim would talk for the most part. We'd make most of the decisions. And then Luke came into office, and that's where me and him agreed, where everything kind of started going downward. But
I mean, actually, let me just so. If I'm not mistaken, you're the one who created the United World Powers.
yes,
See, now I know that, but for the longest time, most people think it was Dave. Why do you think that is?
why do I think other people think it's Dave?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you did kind of paint him out to be like this Palpatine figure a while back.
that was because of the sleuth situation.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain the sleuth situation after you're done with that?
I'm not sure, because, well, for the most, the situation was funny, but, I'm trying to think, because for the most part, me and Dave would make most of the decisions
Mr.
in
Aidens is
the
cool.
UWP, but Ains,
Hi,
just-
Mr. Aidens is cool. Somebody's in my chat. I'm just not paying attention to my chat. It's just kind of there.
Anyway,
um,
I think it's because from that outside looking in, Dave was basically the figurehead of the United World Powers.
he was,
Luke,
yeah.
like Luke was the elected president through the 2020 election standards that he faked the election type deal, which I remember that.
Well, I won't deny the fact that me and Dave were kind of puppeting with Luke at the time being, because mainly because we thought he wasn't fit enough to be a leader. He would be a good representative, of course, but he's not really good at making decisions himself. But then he stopped listening to us and started making his own decisions, which, I mean, we never really had a problem with. He would make some of the decisions himself every now and then, but then he started making these big ones that we didn't tell him to. That's when things were like, okay.
And I'll be honest with you, whoever decided like the buildings of the United World Powers, that was a really good idea. We came over there with that march, like with the 10 people, remember, and that was a big deal because it was the biggest ever,
Yeah.
Which is really difficult, by the way. The video's still up, which is I'm really happy about. But like we were impressed. That place was awesome. I didn't know how it was supposed to look. Well, actually I did. Somebody leaked it to me. But from what it looked like, that was awesome. Especially I loved the Capitol building of the United World Powers.
Yeah.
Like that thing was cool. Yeah.
Go on. The whole plan for UWP's layout was for Dave specifically, because we had this awesome, like, we had the banner and everything. You know how the banner has like these four corners?
Yeah.
It's supposed to represent like every faction that was involved within UWP, but nobody ever really listened. Like, pretty sure Tadier made like this giant square cobblestone box where Dankus was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Pond.
Yeah.
I remember. Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. If everything did go as planned, it would have looked beautiful. But
hey, Jace, how you're talking about the river not connecting up to anything? Maybe I should make a canal.
Yeah.
Be cool. Anyways, you can go on.
Huh?
You're breaking up, bro.
You cut out, dude. Anyway, remember we fought the Wither at the United World Powers?
Yeah, I think barrier spawned it.
No, that was a surprise to us. We didn't know that was there. Like the actual Wither fight for season 8 was at the United World Powers. Because I was still. I think it was after the I don't know if it was before or after the revolution, but I was still pissed about the United World Powers thing. So I just took everyone over there to fight it. And I've got a really nice picture, if I can find it, which I really liked, of Blocky, like just looking out over the ruins of that whole place on the last day of season 8 when we were touring the world. It's one of my favorite pictures from the whole, like screenshots from the whole server ever. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. That's stuff like that is like what's amazing about this server. I mean, you look back, there's so much to remember and tell about to so many people.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We were talking about somebody else, and then I switched back. What was it that we were talking about before I changed
Gravity
back?
wanted us to talk about the sleuth situation.
So, in season 6, that's when things started to kick off. It's the first season that Fett, or he was called Cringe Trooper then.
Oh, I remember that name. That was from KOC.
It's the first season he had joined, and it was right after, like, the Discord server, I think, was made in season 5, and we just started, like, promoting it in season 6. Really. And we got a bunch of people in from the Brick Film community, such as Z-Tub.
Oh, yeah, he was a Brick Filmer. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And he joined and decided to make his own little thing, which at the time, basically anybody who made any new thing away from my area, I would just go and burn it down, make a big deal out of it, and then be done with it. You can look back into... Actually, you can't anymore. Never mind. But I think some of them are in the wiki, like the pre-factionalism conflicts. From the Republic and the Mountain Rebellion from season 2.
Crazy.
But basically, those were just like, I'd run over there and burn it down and be over. But we had to burn the Sleuth Village twice. That's why it was a situation. That's basically all it was.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember the night that we exposed it. Like, after we burnt it, after you guys burnt it and everything, what was it? Oh yeah, they started making like these random messages around Charlesonia. They're supposed to be threatening.
Oh, sorry, I didn't call the other room.
And what was it? Oh yeah, I remember that we were talking about it, and I was like, hey. I wonder if they, uploaded a video or something. And I'm pretty sure they did on Z-Tub's channel. He was promoting the Sleuth Discord. And I joined it. And the first message I see was like Dave saying something like, oh yeah, let's go do this. And I went and I talked to Jace and I showed him the screenshots and everything. I can't tell if he died laughing that time but then I confronted Dave about it, and I was like, Dave, you got some pretty odd friends. And he told me that when he heard me say that, he started freaking out. Like, he was telling everybody at Sleuth, like, what did you do? And yeah. Jace. Oh, I think he had to be right back.
Alright, well, so that's the whole deal with the sleuth thing.
Kind of. So the Sleuth Empire slid by Z-Tub for a while. It's pretty much like we were about to get into a giant war with them, but we started scaring them off because I was talking to Jace about creating a TNT cannon. At the time, we called it the weapon, and we just never really told anyone what it was, but I don't know if that scared them off, but I remember Jace and, like, a handful of others one night just decided to go over there and burn it down. the entire village. And that's what they did.
It's crazy, bro. I could never.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of what GLX did to Charlesonia.
GLX did a lot to Charlesonia.
I'm talking about this season.
But, well... Yeah, well, at the time we didn't really think much of it or really care. Because it was just meh. They were more of an annoying people than anything, because they would always make these empty threats towards us. After Jace pretty much burnt it down, Zito pretty much quit during this period. He just didn't play. But Dave was still on board with the idea of a war, because he wanted to appeal to the masses. Basically, he said that we needed a war because it would be entertaining.
So,
yeah.
Jace basically had this giant world union at one point.
Giant what?
Giant world union.
Yeah, so I wasn't around during that period. That was the World Council.
No, I'm talking about the Republic is basically just a giant world union because anybody who builds away from it just gets burned.
Oh! Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, that was how Jace used to play things out. Like, people who used to grief, he used to just straight up ban them, pretty sure. Or he'd go in Operator and just torture them. He stopped doing that when more and more people started leaking in. Man, we need another spawn war.
Nobody wants spawn.
I remember... Yeah, I know. It's a thing.
And if anybody goes to war right now, it's going to be Luke with me. I don't know why. I think he realized that he was just out-resourced, and he wanted to, like, frame it as me not wanting to go to war. Because, I mean, at first I was baffled by it, and I was kind of, like, felt betrayed. But then later on, I was kind of like, eh, it's whatever.
Yeah. He didn't... Well, he wanted a war with you because I think it was to stir up conflict. But I told him that... and Jace even told me that it most likely wouldn't go through. Mainly because we were under the idea that, like... I don't know. There's, like, a curse ever since Jace left the server. That, like... Wars just, like, don't happen. I don't understand it. People back down. Oh, yeah, he explained it perfectly. People are afraid to lose stuff. That's pretty much it.
Well, I wasn't really afraid to lose anything as long as there wasn't any griefing involved. And also, I can I'm not gonna take
many
in...
people won't share a statement.
I'm not gonna take in my armor trims
It's the
and
same
stuff.
reason.
So...
Yeah. Oh. It's the same reason why people like Candy talk all this mad shit, yet they don't want to do anything about it because they're afraid of losing everything. And just afraid of losing in general.
Yeah, well,
That's the whole reason.
I would just get... I had, like, I was gonna make a whole freaking, like, laboratory. And I was just gonna brew up, like, speed 2 potions, strength 2 potions, regen, instant health. Bro, I was about to go crazy. I was about to be a one-man army. That was my entire plan, was me and you were gonna go... Me and you were gonna go in there, all pot it up, and we were gonna take out their entire army.
We could. We could have, too.
Yeah, and Luke doesn't understand that. Luke thinks that we're some... Like, Luke thinks that we were gonna lose, and that he wanted he wanted to give us time.
The thing about Luke... He has... I don't understand it. He kind of has, like, this... I like to call it the Chihuahua mentality. Man... I don't remember. Like ever since yeah, you were around when me and Slack were in season 11. we basically tossed them around like rag dolls. They did like this battle training thing with us, and I remember me and Slack were going to go to it because we fully planned on just killing them right then and there. Because at the time we were pretty good at what we were doing, like raiding and stuff. Hold on.
So all you did in season 11 was raid?
Well, we were pretty mad at Luke at the time because he kicked us out for someone.
Yeah. Alright, anyways, I'm about to end this.
Well, no, he didn't.
I'm gonna end the stream real quick. Oh yeah, anyways,